And if you thought the last episode was bad, this one's a doozy. Cause yeah, I'm gonna have to say this is the Daggett episode, the robot thing. I guess I don't know. Anyway, this is gonna be another really short one because this episode I watched it and I think I wrote it within the first 3 or 4 minutes that this episode looks like a We Are Stuck episode. And sure enough, it is a We Are Stuck episode. I think I figured it out within the first 4 minutes, not including the little filler stuff, so within, whatever. Yeah. I watched the whole episode. It did exactly what I expected it to. I didn't care about any of the things that happened. I didn't have any interest in any of it. Literally, I'm like, oh, great, this is that episode they do because they want to have as few stages and props and so forth to keep the cost down again. And now we're stuck like watching a bunch of people in a room and a bunch of other people in another room, and they're all talking. And nothing actually really happens until the very end where they shoot ice balls out of their planes. And that doesn't work. And then they decide to finally vent the oxygen out of the ship. Oh my goodness. Gee, I never saw that one coming. Seriously. I don't know what they were thinking on this one. It's like the last one. It's like, man. I watched episode 12 and I was kind of excited that episode 13 would be building on those, I was expecting some betrayal, like some romance, some, I don't know, anything. And yeah, then it was just like, hey, we're going to do nothing. And then there's this episode and it's even worse. Oof. Literally, like, man, the entire episode, I just said it, like, they finally end up realizing, hey, maybe we should let out all the air, and if we let out all the air, the problem goes away, and we'll be okay. And you're like, wow. You would think people who are in a spaceship, traveling through space, and trying to stay alive in space, would have considered not letting a fire burn their oxygen for an entire episode's worth of time, which appears to be like a day or two. Instead, they're firefighting with hoses and stuff, and you're just like, what? Seriously. Who thought that was a good idea? I don't know. I really don't know. They could have had the same tension by like just blowing a hole in the ship and having the oxygen get sucked out. I could have seen that and that would have worked better. But it's like, oh no, we have a fire and we are going to fight it like there's no way to put it out, and we're going to let it burn up the oxygen and spend the entire episode telling you about how we need our oxygen to stay alive, but we're not actually going to do anything to stop the oxygen from getting lost, because apparently none of them really think about the fact that if your fire's burning up all your oxygen, you're going to run out of oxygen, aren't you? But I mean, in like a real spaceship, they'd probably care about these things and, turn a valve and turn it off so that there's no more oxygen. Just a crazy suggestion. Then maybe like depressurize the area. Another crazy suggestion. I know, I'm out of control here. And if you actually watch this episode, the point where they actually like depressurize it and get the air out so the fire goes out is painful. Very, very painful. Like, seriously, whoever did this, just... This show was made in the 80s, right? I'm pretty sure it was made in the 80s. 85-ish? So people were in space, right? Okay, I'm pretty sure they were. See, I don't know. Whoever did this just wasn't paying attention at all. This is easily the worst episode of the bunch. I watched the whole thing. The cowboy one was really bad. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably a tie. Anyway, y'all have a good one. I've already done way longer on this episode than I wanted to, so bye-bye.